Hi. So, this is my recording on my thoughts regarding the Leading Effectively article. And as I was reading it, I was thinking of how it could be applicable to my professional life as a nurse. And so, what I've always done in the past, I'm going to do this same format is, talk about the article, my ponderings, and then my professional experience and ponderings, and how I can relate the article to what I've encountered and continue to encounter in the nursing realm. So first off are my ponderings. It was a great article. So I'm going to read what I had typed. So that's why I'm looking over here. So for me, the article analyzes the ramifications of the global pandemic, emphasizing its economic fallout and articulating the military framework of VUCA as essential for navigating tumultuous environments. So, the article, the author, argued that traditional business paradigms are increasingly inadequate in the face of disruptive forces. And they used specific examples such as the music industry's shift from CDs to streaming platforms, which, uprooted the industry. You have to rethink everything. So, for organizations to adapt effectively, leadership models must transform, with leaders adopting new roles and identities that empower their organizations to endure and flourish amid the disruptions. So, some key shifts in the leadership practices that I identified in the article was rethinking your role, where leaders must reimagine their functions, advocating for a decentralized organizational structure where semi autonomous units can innovate and respond agilely to the market demands. So the traditional CE role may evolve into that of a chief ecosystem officer tasked with synergizing interdependent units to stimulate collaboration and drive further innovation. Another shift was adopting new identities. So, beyond conventional roles, leaders may have to adapt multifaceted identities such as consumer advocate, catalyst for change, and an innovative entrepreneur in order to lead an organization. And then a final key shift identified was create new meanings, where leaders must establish a compelling organizational purpose that fosters cultural integrity and drives innovation, enhancing value for individuals, the enterprise, and society. So, the importance of a cohesive organizational vision is underscored, especially one that amalgamates adaptability, resilience, and innovation in a landscape increasingly characterized by remote work and operational upheaval, which was rampant during COVID and after COVID. So, in that frame, in that strain, leaders must redefine organizational culture and purpose, particularly considering workforce reductions and escalating employee responsibilities. So, a case that the author identified was that of Delphi, epitomizing successful transformation, where the company navigated its challenges by fostering a culture centered on excellence and customer engagement, aligning with emerging technological trends. So this strategic shift pivot culminated in notable financial success. So, not having a business background, I do enjoy, reading these articles because it's not a diversion, but it's something different than what I normally experience in the medical arena. So again, like I said, as I was reading the article, I was thinking about my experience as a nurse, and a specific issue or challenge that comes to mind was increasing patient to nurse ratios. So that is evident and rampant, especially during and after COVID. So, throughout my nursing career, I have observed a concerning trend of escalating nurse to patient ratios alongside a reduction in nursing staff availability. This issue spans various settings from medical surgical units, where the patients have lower acuity levels, to progressive care units and intensive care units, where patient acuity levels are significantly elevated. So, as the number of patients per nurse increases, the likelihood of sentinel events escalates, underscoring the critical implications for patient safety and care quality across all patient acuity levels. Inadequate nurse to patient ratios in essential environments of care significantly compromise patient safety and outcomes, exacerbating nurse burnout and dissatisfaction within the healthcare workforce. The impact on patient outcomes is multifold, and it includes increased patient mortality, elevated risk of adverse events, extended length of stay for the patients, which increases costs to not only the patients but also to the health agency as well, increased readmissions of the same patients, and reduced patient satisfaction. So, inadequate nurse to patient ratios in critical care environments significantly compromise nurse well being and retention. We saw that in COVID. And so that results in increased stress and burnout on the nurses that remained, decreased job satisfaction, and again, the potential for errors. Extensive research consistently illustrates the correlation between nurse staffing levels and critical patient outcomes such as mortality and adverse events. Studies indicate that each additional patient assigned per nurse increases the risk of adverse clinical outcomes. Further, empirical evidence suggests that healthcare institutions maintaining lower nurse to patient ratios achieve superior care and quality and patient outcomes. By prioritizing optimal nurse staffing, leaders can improve patient safety and nursing staff working conditions, ultimately fostering a more effective healthcare delivery system. Increased satisfaction for both the patients and for the nurses. So again, that was what was in the back of my mind as I was reading the article, and that's an issue, a condition that I experience every day when I go to work as a nurse. So those are my thoughts, and I look forward to yours. Thank you.